on video buying a hammer to then attack herself, simply so she could frame people like you for raping her and grooming her in other cases and so on, and attacking her. What did you feel about that? What did you feel watching her just so calmly going about buying these tools to create this fantasy?
It makes me feel sick. I don't know how anyone would want to do that or want to hurt themselves in any way like that. I couldn't imagine hitting myself with a hammer or anything like that. You don't want to do anything like that. So it just makes me feel very sick in a way.
The big debate, of course, is what happens with cases like this when you have somebody come forward who's got all these apparent injuries and makes all these incendiary claims of assault and rape and so on. Um, should the system, the legal system, start from a position of believing accusers, or should they start from a position of listening to the allegations and then investigating the facts? Because in your case, you were named on the front page of the local paper. You had rapists graffitied over your house and had to move. You were the one who felt suicidal. She, meanwhile, remained completely harmless.
Yeah, I do think that they should be listened to and taken into account. And regarding like newspapers and being in the newspapers, I think that should be changed because that was one of the main things as well. What went towards destroying my life. I shouldn't have been named in that paper when I was only remanded. Like fair enough if I was convicted.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about the scale of what she did, and I heard the sentence, and like you say, if she behaves herself in prison, she'll be out in the next 2 years. To me, I don't understand why she didn't get a life sentence, frankly.
I think the exact same. I think she should have been given life. Perverting course of justice can hold the maximum of life, and she's destroyed so many lives, not only mine. So she should have her life took away from her.
And Jordan, how have you got on with rebuilding your life now? Has it helped having her now be named, identified, in jail for lying, and you be associated with that? That people know, are you able to go back to your place where you grew up, and people treating you now as an innocent victim rather than as a supposed rapist?
I don't like going into bars so much anymore. I don't like going anywhere near that time. I said to my partner after the sentencing, I said, this gives us 2 years to just move out the area because I don't want to be in the area because she's released as it is. But it's I can rebuild my life now, and I've started like last time I seen you. I've been doing steps towards rebuilding my life. Yes,
If you had been found guilty of the allegations that she made against you, had you been told by a lawyer how long you may have to have served?
I think my solicitor told me back then I've been looking at like 22 years because of the severity of it.
You see, that to me is just extraordinary, isn't it? You were told you might get 22 years in prison for a pack of lies about you, and the person that perpetrated the lies ends up getting 8.5, literally about a third.
Exactly, and I think it's so unfair because if I was sent to prison, it had been so many more years, and this is exactly what I said to quite a lot of press when I came out of court today. If I was sent to prison on guilty on what she accused me of, it'd have been a lot longer. But she can go out and destroy and fabricate and do so many people's life damage, and pretty much just get a slap on the wrist. It just shows it's very, I don't know, it's not, it's messed up in the system.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's grotesquely unfair and imbalanced. Jordan, really appreciate you coming back on tonight. It's been a difficult day for you, but ultimately, I guess a satisfying one that she at least is remaining behind bars for another 2 years or so. And like you say, ridiculous. And then you have to stay going back to where you want to be from because you won't she'll be there again, which she will be in 2 years. It seems ridiculous. I really appreciate you coming back, Jordan. Thank you very much. Anyway, this guy, I've interviewed him a couple of times now. He's so impressively calm, eloquent. There's a kind of searing anger there too about what he's had to endure. 18 years old. I've got 3 sons in their 20s. This is every parent's nightmare for a son. Now, I'm very aware that a lot of women make allegations of sexual assault and rape getting no justice. The rates of conviction for these things are ridiculously low. I totally agree with that. But for the purposes of this debate, specifically about what's happened to him, to me it seems ludicrous to carry on with this notion that all accusers should be believed. We saw it with the nasty Nick character who invented all the stories, the paedophile stories about some of the most eminent people in the country. We've seen it now with this woman. We've seen it with man and woman. To me, there should never be a presumption of belief. Why should there be?
I think that, gosh, I don't really know where to begin with that. I mean, we live in a country where under 1% of, rates even go to conviction. So I'm quite taken aback by what you said.
Why should you automatically believe an allegation?
Because we live in a country where women aren't believed, and it is extremely difficult for women to come forward and talk about sexual assault that has happened to them. And look, this situation is grotesque. You were right to call it that. It's abhorrent, and he's a very nice guy. But it's quite clear that the girl in question is really unwell. If you look at her mental health all around this case, she was reported missing 1 year 32 times in just 1 year by her own mother. She's clearly not well. I actually don't even think she should be going to prison. I think she should be living. I think she should be sectioned. I think she's not well. And I actually don't think prison is a safe environment for her.
Well, I don't really care if it's a safe environment for her, frankly. And I don't think that being unwell is a justification. You wouldn't be saying that.
You wouldn't be might be an explanation.
If we had a male, if this guy had been convicted and what he'd been charged or accused of doing, the rest of over like you said, 22 years, you'd have called him a monster. You would have made some excuse about his mental health.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Why are you making an excuse for her?
I'm not giving her an excuse.
You are. So she shouldn't even be in prison.
I'm explaining. I don't think that she is well, and I don't think she's going to be rehabilitated in a prison. I actually think it's going to be really awful for her. Actually, it's an indictment of our justice system.
Actually, what's an indictment is that he would have gone down for 22 years. She's going to be out for the next 2 years, having served half of an 8.5 years.
She's going to be any better. She's not going to be any better for it. Prison is about rehabilitation. She is.
You wouldn't be saying that if he had been found guilty and gone to prison for rape.
But she's clearly not a
You wouldn't know, would you?
She's not.
You wouldn't, would you?
No, I think that's a false equivalence.
It's not a false equivalence. He literally just told you. He was told if these lies stuck and he was found guilty, 22 years in prison. You would have been quite happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
If he was
convicted,
and the justice system had convicted him, yes, I would.
You would have been quite happy. You wouldn't have made all these excuses.
I wouldn't have been quite happy.
Richard, here's the dilemma for me. I do think it's completely wrong that so few rape allegations end up with convictions, when in many cases we know they're not to be true. So this is an absolute disgrace in this country about what happens to women who make legitimate claims and the system lets them down. I think we can all agree on that, right? But this is a different area. This is the area of what the police do when somebody comes and says X, Y, Z. And I feel strongly now, after several very high-profile cases, you cannot make a presumption of belief. You cannot call them victims from the start because they may not be. They might be fantasists.
But surely there's a difference between belief and listening to someone.
Yes.
Seriously investigating it by people who are really
that's what I said.
qualified.
That's what I said. I think that even thinks that's outrageous.
Look, you've got
genuinely looked at me and total disgust.
Yes, she was, but I think that's because you didn't consider the point about seriously listening, properly investigating by real specialists who understand the likelihood. I know a guy who luckily he did remain anonymous, but he had 18 months of absolute hell on earth, and it turned out it went all the way through trial, and at the end of the trial, jury 10 minutes.
And in this case, this poor kid is not even 20, and his name is branded in all his local town as a rapist on the local paper front page. She, meanwhile, remains completely anonymous.
Yes.
Now, I know the argument for the police is if you name people who are accused of sexual assault and rape, it encourages other people to come forward.
Exactly.
But actually, why should he be named and shamed in that circumstance? And a woman like that remain anonymous until she's finally charged with lying.
So this is about what happens in our minds.
You work in family law.
Yeah, I do. But this is about what happens in my mind. He's not named and shamed.
But he was.
He's named.
And shamed.
And it's the
approach.
And it's the approach taken by people, because we have to all remember that you are innocent until proven guilty. And unfortunately, we forget that in society. And Christopher Jeffries is a classic example. He was the unfortunate landlord who went on to later sue the press and certain individuals
who behaved recklessly.
Absolutely.
I was one of them. time. No defence for that.
Absolutely. And so this is about our responsibility as a society, knowing what we know.
We saw it with that poor missing woman recently who disappeared.
Exactly.
Everyone racing to conclusions about that.
Exactly. And TikTok detectives and all of that kind of
the woeful police handling.
Well, I can possibly answer, but the point is we all have to take responsibility in a society where human beings are running a system.
Should you believe accusers from the start?
Absolutely, it's not about believing accusers from the start.
It is, because if you believe them, if you called that guy Nick, who invented all the stories, right?
Yeah.
He was believed, and in fact, the commander of the Met Police at the time called him a victim, right? At the moment a policeman of that rank calls somebody a victim, there is a presumption of guilt and a presumption that everything he's saying is true. And it turned out it was all complete fantasy. And I think you can avoid all this if you say, look, someone comes with an allegation, and you say, right, we're taking this seriously, we absolutely will treat you with due respect, we'll take all the details down, we'll properly investigate, then it's compellingly important that the police investigate it properly. But only at the point that you have enough to charge somebody, in my belief, should anyone even be considered to be named and shamed. Right?
And that is technically what should happen.
That's not what happened.
But exactly, and why not? Because people talk. The police will inform.
Right, why is what I'm saying wrong?
Because you can name two men that this has happened to. Can you name all of the thousands of women who can't get a conviction?
Well, why is it going to be either or?
You're making it an either or, actually. You are.
I'm saying there should be a presumption of an allegations being made, not a presumption of a true allegation.
Do you know what a woman has to go through? Do you know what a woman has to do to record a rape? Would you want, if you had a daughter, would you want her having to give her knickers over? Would you like her to give her underwear over?
No, I wouldn't, because I think you are conflating two different things.
I'm not conflating two different things.
What's that got to do with a presumption of innocence or guilt?
No, because right now we are talking about
if you believe innocent
and has ruined someone's life and it is grotesque. Yeah. Comparing that to women who are assaulted and should be believed.
Why was she believed?
So that they can go through the process.
Why was she believed in the start and why was he disbelieved?
Because she was a woman reporting a sexual assault. She also did turn up with a hammer to her face and she did look like she had been assaulted.
Right.
The police did let him down. I will say that the police in this situation let him down.
Why is it sensible to just believe accusers?
I don't even think we can have that conversation because actually victims are never believed. It's very rare that they are. This is just a high profile case where a woman unfortunately has been believed wrongly.
Richard, we just got to have higher quality specialists who've got more experience about assessing these and quickly.
Where's the money for that?
So I don't know if that background shit is being recorded. So I'm watching what's this Piers Morgan stuff. There's some posh white guy, some black woman, some young blonde girl, yeah, and obviously Piers Morgan. So the argument is that victims of sexual allegation and stuff should not take what's the word? Should be presumed as guilty because a female made the claim. Alright, cool. And if a man makes the claim that he was raped by a homosexual male, would it be treated the same? Because you have men out there who do get raped by other men. Would that situation be treated the same? So, woman comes in and says, "Oh well, she was sexually assaulted," or even worse. Would it be okay for if it was a homosexual guy who raped a regular, whether another homosexual guy or a normal guy, would it be treated the same? Would they look at the guy's claim as he is telling the truth? Because you never hear that. Why? Because when that happened to men, they hide it. Most of them end up obviously taking their own lives, you know. It does happen to men quite a lot, and they end up taking their own lives as a result. Because where do you go? How you sit down and tell people that the next man overpowered? It's not even a joke thing, is it? How do you tell the next man, or how do you come out publicly and say he was overpowered and molested by another guy? So the argument that they're both trying to make, and this time I'm with Pierce Morgan on this one. Um, I don't believe nobody should be presumed as guilty, and nobody should be presumed as a fantasist or a liar until everybody's in the same room and everybody's arguments gets to come out. Because what tends to happen is just like you have the word malicious, you have the word aggrieved, you have grudges, you have all these type of things. Yeah? Where I guess right, a girl comes to a police officer and says to him, "Oh, I did this to her." What reason did the police have to assume that girl was telling the lie? What reason does he have to believe that? Well, he thinks I would do something like that. You get what I'm saying? What? How does that procedure work? Cool. Because that's where the problem comes in is how is the procedure done at that point? Because guess what? Are they going to come and say to you, well, you were accused of such, and then do they put your name out to the public, hoping for people to come out and say the same thing? But people can't always come out and say the same thing. People lie. So again, is it a justifiable action? Because 15 women can come out and say the same thing. Does it mean they're telling the truth? Likewise, 15 men could come out and say they were raped and drugged by the same guy who did stuff to them. Yeah, I mean, because men don't really do it, but would a male who was raped under any circumstances be believed just like a female who said it would believe? So that's where the problem is for me. It's not who's believing or who's not, but if a man came out as a victim of rape, would he be given the same presumed innocent and victim status as the female? That is where the trouble for me is, isn't it? Because if you're okay, we're all humans and stuff, but you know what the issue is for me? It always comes back down to certain countries. It always will come down and boil down to race. They know they can't help it. They can't deny it. Sometimes it's just people being people and disliking each other. Sometimes it's as simple as that, innit? But it will always come back down to race in certain countries, isn't it? Because in certain countries like federal countries, blah blah blah, you get accused of rape, trust me, you need to get the fuck out of town. You need to get going, bro. It don't matter if you're innocent or guilty, because you're not. If they catch you, you're not making it, innit? I mean, terrible things will happen to you, innit? And it's no different here. It's just that how they do it different, innit? The police comes down on you just the same way. But you can see commoners reacting like that. You don't expect the government to react like that because guess what? It's easy for somebody to go and tell their big brother, uncle, dad that oh somebody did this to me. They don't really care if it's wrong or right. They would know that well they're gonna protect you anyway and they're gonna go after that person based on social that he's got friends, family's got friends. You have a mob, you got a mob on your case at that point. It works like that everywhere. Yeah. But in further countries, trust me, it's endangerment of life. Innit? It's technically the same thing here because plastering someone's face, he's accused of such and such, is kind of wrong to a degree because now a bunch of people are going to see him and assume he's guilty. Why? Because you have a lot of women that probably do get raped and they could not prove that it happened. They're automatically going to assume that he did something because they'll have their own situation. They couldn't prove it. Guess what? Them lot are easily going to believe. So you can see how rumors and stuff spread. Man out there's got sisters, man out there's got brothers, aunties, uncles. So you can see how easy it is to destroy someone's reputation. So it can be used as a weapon. it clearly can be, and it clearly has been used as a weapon. Well, the idea is, well, if these men claim to be experts, and that's why I dislike quite a few of them, and especially the ones that are involved in mine, because that's why they can't show their faces, because one way or the other, it's going to come out, well, were they doing this maliciously or were they incompetent? Either way, they're screwed because it ruined my life, and while my life was being torn apart, houses being searched, things are going missing, things are getting damaged. You know what I mean? All under the same problem. That girl was having a ball, you get me? You know? Holiday here, holiday there, friends here, uploading pictures and all this to social media and having a great life while I am suffering in isolation. And they would have seen this happen more than enough to know where it wouldn't have led to anything good in it. But then when it comes down to it, all they'll do and say, oh, well, we're just not going to prosecute because we can't find the necessary evidence. So we see what happened to Mason Greenwood, which is a typical example of, I guess, something not quite being right because they plastered him, yeah, they plastered him forward on all over the news about his arrest. Then she recanted her statement. Question should have been asked of her, well, why did you do that? And now you're not willing to go forward. Why? Because obviously something went adding up in it. And it would have been found out. Because if the police witness a crime, they technically don't need the witness, you get me? Innit? They technically don't. So if you're walking on the street and there's a police officer, whether plainclothes or undercover, and you hit someone, he sees you, they don't need the witness. The police can go to the court as a witness. The police would have saw them videos themselves, what she put up on there. Yeah. So they had them videos in their possession. They didn't need her. They did not need her to prosecute Mason Greenwood, yeah? And the question would be asked, well, they either got scared that she would have turned and been a witness against them. And I'm thinking that's what it was. They would have been scared that she would have became a witness against them. And what they did was for it's best not to prosecute. Because why Mason Greenwood didn't sue them, I do not know. I would have. Yeah, damn right I would have. Because why did they put it out there in the first place? So the tactic is to get other victims to come forward. Well, how do you know that this guy's a serial rapist? Like, why would you jump to that conclusion? So therefore, that defense of that situation implodes on itself, you know. Because if you draw that conclusion that you're going to release this person's name and face in the hope other people come forward, I say, what if you get me? And that's a fantasy that is going on. It simply merely is. Because if nobody comes forward, what do? You have now defamed that person in the public eye beyond repair because people are always going to assume he's a raper. You have just some man out there that are just bullies, innit? As soon as they hear something, they want to come and fuck with your house and damage this and break that. You have these type of guys out there, because like I said, it happens in third world countries and on a much fucked up scale than what you ever see here. But you have these type of men, they're just lying in wait for some sort of public mischief to blame on somebody, innit? Like, it is like that, innit? But the question is, why did they do it? Well, apparently, according to these experts on Piers Morgan thing, they say the reason is to get other people to come forward. But what if there is nobody else and you have gone and done that? Are you not technically just ruining a person's life on a whim? You know what I mean? Because not everybody is a serial. Maybe that person, I guess, fucked up on that point, and then guess what? If they're guilty, they deserve to be dealt with, whether they win or not. That's not my concern. But you still have to look at it and that from a fair point, innit? Going out and exposing someone's life out of the belief that, oh, it's possible that there are other victims, you basically ruin that person's life no matter how you look at it. You basically ruin that person's life. There's no other way to look at it. And if you're willing to ruin somebody's life based on a hunch, because, like I said, you cannot prove that these fuckers or whoever has done it has done it multiple times. You can't prove that there's any other witness. Therefore, you can't justify releasing even their faces. You get what I'm saying? It cannot be justified because if nobody else comes forward, what was the point? The question would be asked, well, why did you do that? Oh, before other people would have come forward. That means you're speculating. You assumed. And I don't think any sort of investigator has the ability to assume because assumptions lead to bad things. So them assuming that, oh, some people would come forward. So you can see the mindset there. They would assume that the person was telling the truth. You know what I mean? That's how it plays itself out in the long run. A lot of assumptions start going at that point. You know what I mean? It becomes a game of assumption. So they assume that the victim is telling the truth. They assume that other people would come forward because what they're suggesting is that usually when somebody does that, they've done it multiple times. That's obviously the suggestion or what they're insinuating by such action, and that certainly isn't the case. People don't always commit crimes over and over. That's a myth. That definitely is a myth to say people will just go around just committing crimes because they got away with it once. They're gonna continuously try to get away with it. Them things are myths because some people they get away with it and they can't handle the stress of it. Blah blah blah. So they never fuck around. They change their lives over. So technically, it's a myth to believe once you do a crime today, you will get embraced and bold and commit more and more. Them things are myths. But I guess they need to sell their stories, isn't it? Well, you can see where presumption is key there, and that's where everything goes back. Because she is going to presume that she is going to be given the benefit of the doubt. So that's why they have no fear of the punishment. They technically have no fear of being punished for one simple reason. They assume they're going to get away with it because of presumption. So they presume she's telling the truth. Obviously, they have things that they have to do to suggest that. All right, cool. She doesn't come forward immediately. Okay, the justification is she was scared and she felt embarrassed. So the window to gather crucial evidence has now gone. And all that anybody has to do, and mainly females will say, oh, I was scared to come forward at the time. Then police officers should also they have a 50-50 decision there to say, well, is she lying and did she wait for the window to pass for evidence to prove right away that she was making that story up? Or was she genuinely scared? They don't look at it like that. They go, all right, well, yeah, it makes sense. But the reality of it, she can know that if you wait a few days, a week, a month, and then come back down the line and say you can't get any evidence, so they rule out looking for the proof of the actual assault. They rule that out and go right into ruining your life. And people are obviously aware of that. You know, I say these men think they're clever people. No, they're not. They couldn't be far around what it means to be clever. Because if they are clever, then it's malicious. It's as simple as that. If these are actually clever people who do these things, then it means they are maliciously doing it. It can be both. You can't be both that oh they're clever and they were outwitted in that way. So it means if they're clever, it means they're malicious. Because this happens all the time, yeah. So everyone's aware that we've all what's that film called? I don't know if you watched that film. I think it was Sandra Bullock years ago, yeah. It was like back in the 90s where in the film her husband did something and what she did was she took a bag of oranges and fucking hit herself with it. Like beat herself bad, like so bad in the film. Man. I need to find what the film's called. And this is not me trying to fight women down. Nah, it's not that. It's not that. I'm just saying if you're a victim, brave up right away and go forward right away. It would be in your interest to just be brave immediately instead of building up the courage. What's the point of wondering if somebody is going to believe you if you have evidence? You don't need to be worried about belief if the evidence is there. You get me? In. You leave the evidence, you leave it for a while. That evidence isn't stored. The police can't get the immediate, I guess, whatever they're looking for. Then you're leaving yourself to not get what you got, get justice. Because they'll say the argument is that a lot of women don't get believed. The reason why is because the court system works simple. It's based on evidence. It ain't about what you think, what actually happened. It's about evidence. But my advice to a lot of women out there is if something happened to you, go immediately. But then again, you can have what you call withdrawn consent. So, i.e., immediately after penetration, you withdraw consent, and then you can now go and get that person locked up. So it's not up to the people to figure out who is guilty. It's up to the fucking government, and they're clearly not capable of doing it. It's not down to the people who is guilty. You can only tell your story and tell a lie about it or tell the truth. And it plays out how it plays out. You either be found to be lying, or you're found to be telling the truth, innit? Like, quite simple, innit? But the argument what they are making there to say, I can't remember they got that little girl from Cumbria, innit? So she, like I said, that film, the wife, that's what she did. She beat herself up with the iron, and that girl apparently beat herself with a hammer. But the problem with forensics is they would know. They would know when they look at them pictures, look at them blows and them marks. They would know that, well, these angles and these impressions aren't really making sense because if somebody hit you with a hammer to the point it bruised you, trust me, that's breaking something. That's some fracturing, something is going on inside. They mentioned nothing about any fractures on them, absolutely nothing. So that was exhibit one to say, well, how did this person hit you with these hammers and there was no fractures? You get me? Because she had all these marks over her face, and the men that she were accused were full-grown adults. And I don't think a full-grown adult is just going to hit up somebody with a hammer and not cause any serious damage. So that was exhibit one to say something was wrong. Two, when the police are really after you and they want you to go in fucking prison, hey, trust me, they're looking at angles, they're looking at this, they're looking at that. They would be able to pick up on some of them blows and say, well, based on the bruising on the skin and the marks and the drag lines, that obviously could not have come from somebody facing the direction. But that's what they like. They would have gone about it like that. But the fact that they omitted to behave like that, it shows you certain things. You get me, and it's malicious, innit? Because it turned out that girl's mum was some sort of politician or some shit. So she obviously knew she was going to be believed, didn't it? Right. She obviously knew she was going to be believed because apparently she had some mental issues. She runs away. She had all this history, and they did not take any of that history in account to doubt her. So she had a history of lying. She had a history of fucking up. All of these things, but they didn't take any of them history about her into account. And they sat by and watched them man's life got ruined. And then I don't know how because they didn't really say how they figured out that she was lying. But it went on quite enough time for every single person accused to have their lives fucked up, who almost attempted various sort of things, self harm and all these things. And they sat by and watched it all, they get me. And then guess what? It's because there was a multitude, it's because there was like four of them that she accused of it. If that was just one person, no, they would have never said anything. That person would have either self harmed and that's it. That would have been the end of them, innit? And nothing would have came out of it. So you can tell that it's malicious, innit? Because they do certain things when some people are hurt. they do something, certain things, and when some people are hurt, they don't even bother. And apparently, they can't be asked. But you'll see that with their behavior because, like I was saying last night about body language experts, they bring body language experts in on certain cases, and certain cases they don't. And it doesn't matter how high profile the case is, when they're after you, you'll see them draw every fucking tool in that shed. Bro. But when they don't really, when they know something is wrong, or they're secretly in control, or they just had something dropped into their lap and it's somebody that they dislike themselves, they don't do certain things because it would only prove that prove that person to be a liar, and they don't want to prove that person a liar because it's malicious. I know about these man just like like I say, I went to one of the best schools in Jamaica. I've seen it all, but trust me, seen it all. And this is no fight against police and the government. It is just to say, well, something went on with me, and they don't want me to know. And based on certain things that went on in my personal life, I assume that there some sort of woman is involved in it. You know what I mean? I assume that girls are involved in it because the male friends that I had, I don't think they're the type to run to the police. I really don't think so. So it would make sense that it's women, innit? And obviously coming out and trying and saying certain things, it makes it look like a woman hater. So you can see that it's a malicious attack because you're obviously, depending on who you are, you're either gonna figure it out and draw conclusions, and then you're gonna sound bad like you hate women, that's why it's malicious. Not telling you leaves you to speculate, and you're obviously going to come up with horrible things if necessary, and they're quite aware of it. And I would assume that's what they want. I assume that's what they want. Yeah. But you see them they'll bring out all the big guns for a certain situation, and other situations, oh, all of a sudden they've made mistakes. Ah, it's malicious. I mean, I don't care. They don't get to say that they're humans too. Nah, it don't work like that. Go work at McDonald's if you're a human too. Innit? Police officers have to be supermen, and that's how it works. Because when you see them in the street and you say something to them that they don't like, they become supermen. So when you're fucking investigating, become superman just the same. Don't come and say you're a human now. Because out on that road 10 minutes ago, you were certainly not. Don't come and say you're human now. Like I say, I've seen certain things myself, and in my opinion, they don't get the right to make mistakes. They don't, because the mistakes that they make ruin lives. Isn't it? It's quite simple. When an officer makes a mistake, it ruins people's lives, whether they're meant to or not. Doesn't really count, and it's still life threatening. So they're always meant to put their best foot forward. They got me, and I'm in the support of, well, we're meant to be treated equal. If somebody makes an allegation or accusation, whether false or true, you don't want to put them forward. Okay, cool. Then you can't put the person with the accusation is against forward, because the moment you do that, you now have to charge that person legally who made the accusation that turned out to be false. You have to charge them because guess what? You technically ruined that person's life, and it is the police responsible to now clear that individual's name. So they have to charge them and put that out there publicly to say that person was charged for false accusations. When you realize that they know that it's an accusation that is false or baseless, or they couldn't prove whether they believed it or not, and they don't want to take that person to prison, it's because they were behind the whole time themselves. Because it's only common sense that would dictate that, that they were behind it. Because they would look like fools themselves, and they would not want to look like fools. They look like some person just tricked the police. You get me? Yeah. or beat the system. So when you see that they're making no attempt to prosecute anybody at all, it's because the person that they were after maliciously beat them. And if they try to play any game, people will chat against them. Nobody's just going to go to prison for free. So it's easy to pick out when certain things were set up from the start. It's very easy to see. Because like I say, if I didn't have a relevantly good memory, what would be happening to me, blood? I'd be fucking in some penitentiary in England, rotting for the next 700 years. It is just pure luck that I've got a relatively good memory, blood. And trust me, they try to wipe that memory clean, man. If they had that little what do you call Men in Black gizmo when you go beep and flash you, and your memory was gone, trust me, they would have used that bitch on me. Then. They tried antipsychotics, they tried covert medication, they tried depot, they tried lacing the weed, they tried every fucking thing. You know what I mean? I would have been in prison or fucking worse. But I don't care because they've done the worst that they can do by putting a bullet in my face. They've done their worst. So I've seen the best that they've got to offer. Trust me, you man are even close to seeing the best of what I've got to offer. A lot of overtime is on your man's fucking schedule, I can tell you that. A lot of overtime. You man deserve to be punished for it because it was clearly malicious and the man need to be ousted out of the system, you get me? That's my opinion. And yes, it's grievance. It is a fucking hell of a grievance. But I can't even deny it. And I wouldn't try to deny it if I could. But it is grieving. Because I feel aggrieved, I feel attacked, I feel like there's a group of people out there who has made me their enemies. And I'm obliged to make you my enemy by default, innit? It's a default response to get me. Like, it is. If Britain came under attack, they have default responses. So I came under attack by people within the British government. Trust me, it's a default response. I'm merely doing what you man would do. You would have put me in prison for what you thought I did. And trust me, I'm doing the same. I want the same. I don't care how you feel. I want you to be in prison. I don't care about nobody talking about snitching, and I don't give a fuck about that. But your mums and dads snitches on a regular basis. You get me? Go deal with that. Talk to them first. Your mums and dads snitches on a regular basis. Man. I don't want to hear no shit about snitching. The game is simple. Man, fuck with you, you fuck with them. Innit? There's not a third way. Innit? No matter who they are, and they were led to believe that made a difference. I would never come out if I was guilty. I would never come out and say I wasn't. I wouldn't. I'd just say nothing in it. I've got the right to remain silent. Innit? There's a law that says you don't have to speak because you don't have to self-incriminate. So even if they're asking you questions, people don't even know why they say no comment. But a lot of people don't actually know why. Because there's a law that says you do not have you have the right to remain silent and not incriminate your fucking self. That is the law, bro. But when you know you're right, trust me, you got all the rights in the world to say any fucking thing you feel is necessary. And they don't particularly like that. Yeah, police officers definitely don't like that. That's why they always see and say, oh, if you say this and you say that, you're going to be nicked. It doesn't work like that. That's why they always do it. And 9 times out of 10, there's no charge when that happens. What they do is try to get you to assault them in so they can get you charged for resisting arrest and all that shit. Bullshit. And, they're cheaters, but I don't rate it. Plain and simple. I don't care who doesn't like what I'm saying. Really don't care. plenty of people have been mishandled. And like they say, nobody cares about the good you do in this world. People only see the bad. So they should make sure put that on their forehead and across their office. We don't care how many bad people you lock up and get off the streets and keep the streets of Britain safe. Life don't work like that. When you do bad stuff and you fuck up, that's what counts. And that is what counts, man. Nigga. Because if it was up to them, man, I would have done fucked up my life already and basically aided these cunts in and helping them fuck up my life. I mean, that's how I see it. Literally would have aided them in fucking up my life. And they would have sit down and act like they had no responsibility for my choices. They would say, well, you had a choice. It's just type of cunts that they are. But I don't rate them. Innit? So the reason why you see all this madness on my page over the last 12 months and nothing happening is because they're wrong. They know they are. I've tried to get lawyers, I've tried to speak to people, I've tried to get information, and there's just this massive wall. The only reason why you put up a wall is because you're hiding something. There'll be no other sensible reason why. There really wouldn't be any other reason. Fucking why. At the end of the day, I've seen a few of these conversations, and I don't think any gender should be prioritized over the other because um, it makes things. It's like it prioritizes people. It's like the LGBTQ is prioritized over everybody else. You get me? Women and LGBTQ, especially in countries like these, they're looked at as like the same thing, and they are some vulnerable group. And obviously, they have moms and dads that obviously want to protect their kids, innit? So you can obviously see why. Innit? Dads protect their daughters, innit? So obviously, the police itself is dominated by men, innit? So you can see why a woman walks through that door. Johnny's got a daughter at home. He's automatically going to say, believe in it, or automatically going to punish you. And that is how they behave, innit? And they claim democracy. I didn't make that claim. They made that claim. And democracy is equality, innit, for everyone, innit? So they can sign petitions against you, yeah, because in democracy, votes do the thing. Majority rules. So guess what? The majority of people dislike you for nothing but a malicious reason. The system does not. There's no loophole. There's no legislation to stop malicious people ganging up on an individual. There literally isn't any legislation that stops it, and that is the issue, innit? Because they would know that a bunch of people that just dislike you for any reason, they could all come from the same group. You know what I mean? They could be coming from some special boys club that, yeah, and they can all just go and write forms about you, and the police won't stop signing and say, well, there's a petition. All right, cool. They won't go through all the names and say, right, are these people connected to each other in any way? No. Why do they do that? Because guess what? They probably don't like you them just themselves. It's probably one of them who organized it. They're probably in the boys' club. They're fucking self. So you man walk into a game that you must no chance here. But, All this what you see going on, all these complaints I'm making online about various different things. Not that I'm out here just making trouble. It's because something is going on. They don't seem to want to arrest me for it. They just want to make my fucking life a fucking misery. And I should just sit there and be okay with that, innit? Like I'm an idiot, innit? The only idiots there were obviously humans. I just didn't realize it. So this I'm saying something is clearly wrong with my chemistry, yeah? So three Prem Portugal and that don't give me full chem. How can three country from the same league give me full chem, yeah? Not give me full chem. It's the same equivalent as this. I mean, it's the same equivalent. So two different leagues from the same club is the same equivalent as three nationalities in the same. Like it's the same equivalent. But then, so as you can see, I just put the MLS thing on. It's still saying Premier League. I don't understand why he gets full chem. I don't understand how the chemistry on this card particularly works. Well, Charlotte FC Major League Soccer. So so he doesn't play for any of them teams. Yeah, so he doesn't play for any of them teams. Yeah, so he doesn't only one person that matches his nation is him. But the four of them get full chem. But these three from the same league, they're all from the same. These three don't get full chem. That don't make sense. I mean, so I have no idea what's going on there. Yeah, I know. Should really put finger in it. At least two came off him there. Would it make a difference? Just fuck them on again. So MLS, so Portuguese. I'm saying it's saying Prem, but it's on the MLS one, but it's still saying Prem because that's why they've all got Kim there, innit? So see, he's gone to MLS now, and all of a sudden you can see the manager now, who you couldn't see him before. So I don't understand why it's not give them full Kim. Because three of them from the same league should realistically give you full Kim. Plus the manager. Anyway, so I can't really lose. Excuse me. I literally just woke up like an hour ago. I don't know why I'm always fucking tired. I was really suspicious that these people were coming into my house from the fixated trip team, the police officers and the agents. I got a feeling that they're doing what you call covert medication, which basically is lacing your food with mental health fucking medication. They put it in your drinks and shit. You have plenty of people out there who say, oh, they feel like they're being poisoned because they feel ill, because the medication has side effects, don't it? They don't know how it's gonna affect who they give it to. And people would say that they feel ill, go to the doctor, go to the GP. The GP is not gonna tell them that that's going on because the fixated threat team, they'd be anywhere you're going, they'd be phoning them. They'd phone the GP and say, well, they're doing this and that. Don't tell them. So the GP is going to have you running around in fucking circles, telling you they have no idea what's wrong with you and they can't find what is wrong with you. You're going to be persistent. They're going to send you for all these bunch of fucking tests and find nothing. So you're negative. Your results come back fine. And knowing to the whole time they're covertly medicating. I just keep feeling tired, brother. I just run down, run down, run down. It's been happening for years, years and years. What they're trying to do is tell me to take that I should drink coffee and Red Bull. And then you people mad. And then it even went from that. So not only they're trying to tell me to take coffee and Red Bull, which are stimulants, I started to complain about erectile dysfunction. They're telling me to take Viagra. Coffee, Red Bull, and Viagra. That's a heart attack, bro. Trust me, I'm attacking you, man, bro. See, if they were led to believe some sort of either specialist assassin, and that's in their dreams, bro. The man haven't woke up to reality yet. Their dreams, so they'll be running around telling everybody how I'm making up stories. Anybody that sees that and says thinks that believes that, if he's making up stories, why can't you arrest him? I mean, at least defamation, you get me? At least a defamation lawsuit. What are they gonna do? They're gonna go around and say, well, the judge found him guilty of the defamation and the crime. They should ask, well, let us see, did he attend the court? That's what you have to ask. Did he actually attend court? They ain't got no pictures of me in court, so I'm not aware that that happened. Mm. I ain't aware that that happened, but or they're covertly medicating, which is actually a legal thing that they can do. How to do it? They've got to go and anybody your next of kin, your wife or your mother or father, give them the authority to. What they tell to your wife, mother, and father is merely down to speculation because if they're doing that to you, they're not going. None of them are going to tell you, neither your mother, wife, or partner. So they basically get your own to betray you, and then you start thinking, oh, it's your wife that's poisoning you. You now do what you do to her, and they lock you up on top of it because you are going to think that it's your mom or your wife. Plenty of mental health cases think that live with their parents think it's their mom that's poisoning them. They attack them, then they lock them up in prison or hospital if it doesn't go too far. It happens, so they know exactly what they're doing and they know where it leads to. They even thought they were skilled at their craft. Mm. The man ain't skilled at their craft. These men are rainbow warriors, but Crayola, you get me? Innit? That's why they thought. That's what the rainbow stands for, innit? The rainbow warriors, but like Crayola, innit? The craftsman. They were led to believe that they're craftsmen and they're special. I'm embarrassed them. I let them have to sit there and hear that they're nothing. That one man defeated them innit, all by himself. They probably out there making up conspiracies about fucking me being some Russian spy. Because obviously they got the denial of the defeat. Innit? It's embarrassing, so they're making up some reason. I'm saying I'm waiting for you man to find evidence for any allegation out there. Innit? Well, you've been at it for what 12 years and haven't found shit yet. Just trust me, if you ain't found it before, you ain't never find it up. Uh, excuse me. So I'm in Division 5 and only had 6 wins in foot champs. So you can see why they're trying to aggravate me. So they can justify their covert medication on report. So obviously they're writing it down that, oh, I am acting erratic, blah, 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 blah. And this is why they're doing it. That's why they can't come and arrest me because questions will be asked to say, well, what exactly caused the issue? EA Sports would be drawn in, Xbox would be drawn in. They're going to obviously deny it themselves. Then that team is going to be looked at with suspicion because they're going to have to hide everything they were doing. But the public will know that they was indeed going inside of the house because if they put seal orders on it, blah blah blah, then they have something that they don't want people to know. That. It's a revolving door; it all connects to each other, and they know they can't get around it. They know there's no way they get it. It all connects to each other, and it's a revolving door that will just lead in circles. What a tackle, man! Just got a fucking silver on the pitch. Should really take him out or whatever. Wait till he scores. Messi's all the way to Messi. Wide. Banner silver. I saw he hasn't even touched the ball. He was invisible that last game. I hate that Neto card, bro. This little cunt called Neto. I don't know who he is, but I really don't know who he is. He's a defender or whatever. That's it. I was a defender, so I put it down to right place, wrong play, and I put it down to that guy. The card is so shit. I move the keeper wide. I'll take them off. I forget. Got it twice. Then bring up Kuna or something. That's the battle line pretty much the same. Them two guys are shit. Um, What is going on there? Lasagna. Yeah, who's that? What was my one? It's just about it. No. What just happened? Why did you touch it like that? Uh-huh. Should be able to just run away from him. Should be a problem. What? My hand slipped off the fucking controller. Before he turns it back. Nah, come on, shit. That's I hate that Neto card, but like, just see him trying to creep up and. Too far. These guys don't really know. As soon as I make some changes, that's it. Hmm. Yeah, what? Why there was that touch? Bruno, no, Bruno, come on. Ah, you fucking bastard. Tell you about this Neto card, brother. I don't know what, I don't know who he is, but he seems so fucking constant. Yo, I don't know who that Neto card is, brother. Don't be a penalty, you know. Look at this shit. No, boy. What was that? I'll tell you, man. They're bait any fucking with the game, brother. Hmm. I gave begging for this guy. Look at Madison. Why is Madison fucking on Red Bull? Oh man, I thought Jonathan was gonna miss it, man. I saw his finishing was outrageous. To the wrong side of the goal. I get what, I get what. This guy just a random shot from anywhere, and I told you about these little shit houses. They just take these random shots from anywhere, bro. Like, they don't even logically make sense. Uh, I do like Ellen Randy. He's pretty good. See what I mean? That's good. Look at this shit else. Lock him in there now. Lock him in there. Lock him in there. Who's this? Who's got what? That was a good read. That was a good read, to be fair. I begged it the whole time, didn't it? I begged it the whole time. Anytime you see that, anytime you see these games that comes up with the shadow on the near side, its design is darker than it's meant to be. They think I don't know that. Innit? It's literally darker than it's meant to be. Innit? So you can realize the colors are completely like reduced on the sideline. So your eyes are basically what it does to my eyes is my eyes are constantly readjusting every time. They think I'll tell you, these guys thought they were so clever, innit? Like if I had the same technical ability that you man had, or the infrastructure, your man would have been buried 19 million years ago, bro. That's actually true. Your man would have been buried, bro. They thought they were so clever, you get me? Because obviously, how they attack you is things that are outside of your, I guess, your realm, innit? So they wouldn't attack a doctor with in medical ways, innit? They wouldn't. They'd do something that he's not used to, innit? And you get me, innit? Obviously, I'm used to everything, but that's how they attack you and try and attack you where they think you're weak, innit? And obviously, they think I'm weak because I don't believe in or I don't respect science like how they do and technology. That's their chosen method. Innit? I said I don't rate the shit. I didn't say I don't know the shit. It's a big difference. Eh? Trust me, if I had half the facilities you might have been very good. No questions asked. Yeah. Really tired. I can't be bothered. It's like I keep feeling tired. Last week Thursday, two of them people turned up to my house from the from the mental health people asking me if I'm okay and asking me if I've got food in my house. I was like, well, what does that have to do with the mental health services? You get me? If I've got food in my house, how do you know I've got money in it to buy food? So it's not like they're gonna come and give you food money. The next time they come and ask me stuff like that, I'm gonna say no and say I ain't got no money to buy food. They're gonna give me free food because if you're not, why you asking? Are you trying to make me feel sad? Yeah. The next time they come here with the bullshit, that's what I'm gonna do to them. You're talking about if I need any help, I should give them a call. So I said, well, you don't need you don't need a call. I can tell you now, I need a lawyer. And the both of them, both the man and the woman went silent. They tried to skip over the conversation, so I had to say it 3 times. And what's next? But But they're coming here with the intimidation, you know. But the difference is what they're gonna come and say. Are they gonna get a warrant now? But the moment they get the warrant, I ask for the warrant and make sure the warrant needs to be properly signed, you get me, you know. Properly. Not one blank space on there. Because they have to get a warrant, they have to turn it with police officers. That situation is going to be recorded and make it blatant. That warrant ain't signed properly, boss. I need every policeman name that turned up, everything on that warrant. If it ain't fully signed, this is not a credible warrant. I let them get away with it prior because I need it as evidence. I've got four different warrants in the house. For some reason, they just all ended up ripped up to pieces, and I don't know how. I obviously didn't rip them up. They all tore up in pieces in the house. So what they're doing is coming and destroying the evidence. I think they're so smart. The waistband. They know if they get caught and I do anything to them, I know that they're losing 100%. Because they're gonna have to justify what they were doing in there in the first place and how often do they do come inside there. And when they come in there, where is all the videotapes of them coming there? So every time they come in there, they have to have all them videos. So every time they report it and log it, they have to have evidence because obviously they'd be open to accusations made against them. Innit? And they ain't winning that. Definitely not. They ain't winning that at all. Yeah. Yeah, I put some sort of, that's why them two people turned up is to justify them them putting things in food. Technically, every time I leave the house, I should come back and throw away all the water and drinks and stuff like that. And then it would make it difficult for them that way, innit? But I choose not to. So that way I can know when I eat something or drink something. I can know when like my body starts like feeling strange, innit? Mm-hmm. But that's the way to do it, innit? But it'll probably make your heart race, it'll make your stomach messed up, do all sort of weird stuff to you, you know? I mean, and if guess what, how you gonna complain about side effects if you don't know that it's being done? You can't complain about side effects that way, you know? Therefore they can just keep on giving you something that makes you ill. And obviously I don't think politicians and governments are aware that that is the case. Because they wouldn't point that factor out. You have all these people who claim to be helping mental health patients. How the fuck? They're liars, bro. The whole thing is a scandal. Because you have people out there talking about their mental health advocates. And they're not advocates. They just turn up to the job and get paid regardless. They don't have to do for cause. Look at this guy. That's for it. Penalty for it. I blank. Fuck you, blank. I do like Anamandi. Maybe they've done something to the game why it feels better, innit? It does seem like a good play. Apart from that. Press it up there, press it up there, press it. Yeah, I mean, look, how could I not press it there? I had four man there and I could not press this guy. I mean, look, The same way you just got out that 4 man there, and I couldn't get anybody to body him, nothing. I couldn't move the controller towards him. Just keep giving her the ball. uh, bro, I want Bruno Fernandez to. I mean, I see. Hold him up, hold him up. Back post. Mm, you gotta try to be like me. Be yourself. Hey! That's what it. What's it? What's it? What's it? What's it? I know, press him on immediately, gas. Immediately, gas forward. Immediately, gas forward. Nobody should catch him. Nobody should catch him. No! Bastard. I say, good boy. They're finally actually getting offsides with what happened? What happened? Right, don't try to do that. Mm. You see what I mean? Why could I just simply pass the ball there? I don't want to simply pass the ball with that left back and just refuse to let me pass the ball. It's the same thing they do in Mortal Kombat. They stop me from doing like skill moves and blocking and all that. Like I say, the intent was to wind me up and then they covertly medicate me. And you'd be wondering what's going on. You'd be saying all these stuff. that they can say, oh, he's delusional. Then you'd be feeling sick, and then nobody's giving you answer. It would just be a mass hysteria inside of your head, innit? That's obviously the plot. Obviously the intent, innit? No, give it to Bruno, man. That went through my legs, you know, where. The chest bar, the chest bar, the chest bar, the chest bar, the chest bar. Let him do it, let him do it. Go to Bruno, and switch to Bruno. What's he up to? Just stay in the line, stay in the line. We'll save people. Need to take off Bruno or Bernardo Silva. Both of them make him midfield weak. There we go, Bruno. Through the middle. Oh, Messi. Head. Alright, wait till the game settle. Then around there. Whatever that's called. Turning back. One Bruno. One Bruno. Over the top. No fucking way. Alright, wide. No, fuck off. Hey, hey. Alright, alright. Almost. What fast? Get change the midfield. What? Change that. 6 minutes. So getting forward, stay forward. There's one you can just stay on there. Stay one. Something. Um, so silver. And okay, yeah. That was silver. Fuck. Alright. Good right. Nah, we're going. And could say my two midfielder, but he's kind of liability. That big Ronaldo or Cristiano Ronaldo? What? Oh, Cristiano. What? How did I skip over the ball instead of just getting the ball there? They're gonna fucking pass to Ronaldo. Pass. Don't let him come through. No. Fucking hell. Ugh. You see what I mean? Look where his passes going to. Oh my god, but why is this guy so desperate to win the game though? Why is it? I've never seen this before. I was so desperate to win, it's unbelievable. Just fucking hell, let's play a game. And now the country is just going dead heavy. Dead heavy. So now it's just going run. Run. Control it. Turn back. I can't move now. Yeah, you can't move. Yeah, that's it. Control is just gone dead heavy. Well, the team's just been off. We don't like, yep. They're random shit now. The 86. Over the top. Middle. Acuna. Go on now. Should be faster than him. Should be faster than him. Give me a man there. Basically, I can't move now. Literally, he's going to win every fucking touch now. Ball's just bouncing off me. That's what I'm saying. That's what they do, isn't it? So this is what they've been doing the whole time behind closed doors. And guess what? You start ranting and raving, write down a report because they're watching it remotely. They got what do they call it now? They got eavesdropping devices inside the house, and then they would go and tell you that you're paranoid, isn't it? Yeah, they're gonna tell you because on my door there, on the top of my door there, the top's missing off the door, and it wasn't like that when I moved in. Literally, they removed the top of the door, so that's probably where they had their little mics recording and listening inside the house, and because the top of the door just went missing, I phoned up the people from the landlord people. I can't remember the housing people. They're saying that they don't know why the top of the door is missing. I was like, well, I moved in here, it wasn't like that, so somebody came in here and did it, and they're denying it because obviously it can't be legal if they're caught doing it. They're caught, innit? Because even when you get to the point of going to court, they can't admit that that was what went on. You know, when they sentence you, then they put all these videos out in public. So after they secure the conviction, then they start putting fucking videos out there. Yeah, you guys are dirty, but After as soon as they get you sentenced and know you're in prison for quite a long, extensive time, they start putting videos out publicly. And so they stitch people up all the time. Man. I think one more. I just need to get them fuckers out of my team. Especially the back line, innit? That's it. I'm not gonna buy a car just for the one player. Innit? I just need one goal and one with both of them. And hopefully Bruno keep that same form. Really going on the silver that I'm pushing forward. Bruno Fernandez has been doing got inside now as the England. I'll try this formation now again. I'll try this one. Bruno Silva. Pepe. I think he's a striker. Ronaldo Messi. Fernando. Put Fernando there. Silva now. Leaving him out. Leaving him out. Okay. So keeper is shit. Yeah, keeper is shocking. So bring you on. I'll not bring on good to take good to. So you two centre back, left back, right back can stand. Look for a keeper because I haven't used Rodrigo once. So attacking you attacking. Rodrigo. Fucking gonna throw a keeper on it. Let's make it go. Yeah. Uh, Alright, come on. Blanc, man. Go. I hate that fuck. Yo. Yeah, the country was just gone dead heavy now. I can't. No control over the place. Yeah, offside now. Yeah, 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 fuck off. And then Pepe, sack, yeah. Alright, come on. What touch? Got pale on, got offside. There we go. Fake shot. Curly early, man. Wrong of him. Should just fired it in. What the hell is that? And it goes back to him. No. Give me control. Yeah, what? You can see they're stopping me from playing the ball now. The game was fine before I can't move all of a sudden. Because obviously them guys that I'm playing are complaining that they can't get the ball and that. Jeez! I think too long. What's that guy? I see what you're trying to do there. In that sense, got you. It's over for you now. No! I hate that, you know. Blanc just everywhere, Blanc. Blanc is so annoying. Buried up in the top right corner. Good now. Ball roll behind him. What is it? What is he doing? Oh, you fucker, yeah. Should not have got that chance, didn't he? No. He turning back. Stand there, stand there. Stand there. Yeah, keepers, I swear my keepers are so shit, that's unbelievable. Like. Behave yourself. I mean, I got stuck in a time warp a while ago. Absolute time was frozen for him there. What's he up to there? Alright, understand it. Going back to Taylor, get in the midfielder. Force him to turn, let him turn back. Control the ball. Wait. Down the line. Gone now. It's over for you now. Push it. Ball out. Curl it around him. No, good save. Behind. Bicycle kick. I can't be that sometimes. Midfielder. Yeah, I messed around. No, what the fuck, man? You're not gonna score that anyway. Thank you. What? Messi, yo. Okay. God, get away from me. Bye. You are shit. You are so shit. Just get by with it. Outside of it. So shit. Oh, what was that? What to do now? Let him go. Let him go. What's he gonna do? Good work, Bruno. No. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's funny. Why all of a sudden my passes are fucking up, bro? Yeah, offside. Okay. All of a sudden the passes are messing up. Right, right, go back to the base game. Should really put Janabi on. So Janabi on there. Janabi on. Can I get Akuna on? No, so I can't get Janabi on there. I'll go over here. Yo, you see, you can't move now. Yeah, yeah. Well, can't move all of a sudden. We just play around the box to be honest. But I don't like playing around. Yeah, fucking shit. Like now she's out of position. Second ball, the control. Simple touch. That's it. Give him back. Give him. Why? No, just push the. What the fuck, man? Hello, Mendy. Alright, now we gotta get the goal now. I have to 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 get the goal. I did have a chance there. I couldn't mess it up. I couldn't miss the pass. And I don't know. 2 hours. 2 hours blow past quick. Yeah. Assist for win to. Rolling Stone. I definitely like that. I'll fuck with that. Rolling Stone. Alright, so then, probably Deploy. 92 for deploy, then score 5, play 5, and okay. Right, how long am I still deploying? 10 days on it. I probably won't ever use that card anyway. That's something to do. Alright, I'm around there. Alright, don't want to so could have started her though. No, there was no Americans. I'll put her there. You go. Get all of them out. Yeah. We so them three. Cool. So not bad. Where can I play something? What's that? Ball control. Press B. See if I can get something cool. Okay. Right. So if you wanna get one, you got left one, get up, get up. So front. Where is it? Front. So it makes sense what we're running. You can technically take you out, you offer the okay for primarily right one. Never she wouldn't fit. Offer. Could go with American beat on. He only gets one. Why would he not? Well, there's 4 Americans. Yeah, there's 4 of them. Why would he not get it? Well, once again, MLS. Man, they better going forward, better defense, they're going slow. They put Nagby down this side. Nagby this side, you this side. And then she gonna get one, you gonna get one. Should they got messy? Should really see they got messy for me. Who they all got? Who I got from? So Messi from uh, so from so basically I wanna use it. So it's either Gakpo would be I go with uh, I go with anybody keeper. I really go with them. Makes sense. No sense. So yeah, that's what took my body demand off. Messi's out. Then if we go, I am not good players in America. Why is he only getting one kill? Mm. Yeah, well, so yeah. So Messi, so then I'm sure Marty got around Portuguese. So Messi, De Bruyne was in 2 minutes so that's sure that's seems like a good play. I don't even think any of them keep. I don't think all of them keep their shit as the truth be told. Give me whatever shit. Midfield, De Jong. Week 2, yeah, I can't for week 2. So I can't for week 2. De Bruyne, though. I mean, I really get on that. I don't fuck with that. I think you need it needs to be fast. So week 2, Pereira. Messi. So 3 up front. Pereira centre back midfield. Week 2 midfield. 2 centre back, 2 in 1 striker. I don't know. We need a lift, some sort of lift back in the team. Alright, which will, what is it for? Actually, I can't remember what it is. No, what the fucking hell, but one more game. Nothing.
And good evening on what is a perfect night for football. The floodlights shining down on the players as we speak. I'm Derek Ray, and I'm joined for expert analysis by Stuart Robson. And what we have on the menu is action from the Division Rivals League. Stuart, what are your expectations for today? Well, Derek, if we talk about coaches and their methods, it's now down to the players. Which one do you expect?
Alright, come on. There was a. Mm-mm. Jeez. Yeah, boy. Lovely. Untrue. Why? Okay. What? Why would you fuck it? Alright. Yeah. Okay. Wrong, please. Not yet. Forcing not as internal. As internal. PS. No! Nah, yeah. Mine's a struggle with this. But he's pretty good. But he's very good. I think he's slightly better than I am, man. Right, so Lozano with yeah, she first. Technical. Uh, shit. That's just what. Right. Was weird. See ya. Push it. Fire the ball. What the fuck? I mean, yeah, definitely on the side. Yeah, yeah, not really one. And we used to use it all the time. When we always right, and then type of yeah, them on. Alright, push it through this, forward, whatever that is called. I don't know. Who's this? Ballroom. Stop it. Through the center. No! Who's this? Come on, get it first. Get him. I'm trying. Who's this? No, that's it. Why them ones who just stand up for a box to them? Keep up with that. I don't know why they keep on drawing themselves in them situations. What to do. Go for the pass. Just tell me, man, through the middle. So should hold him off now, man. Hold him off. Push it down now. See ya. Touch the true center. Over the top two. Lazana. Look for Lazana. Take a here because I'll be there. Bugler box. I tell you, I didn't go over, man. Yes, yes. Back to the run, man. Crew guys are very good. Put it like that. I know, come on, baby. Make sense of it. Make sense of it. Make sense of it. Make sense of it. Lovely. Not good, money. Broke the post. That was into the zone. Not a good try. Who is he go? Kind of mess around with all that. This one. All the way with this too far, yo. Look at the rascal for each other. Dead pussy. Dead. He's coming to see. I cut it in a minute. Just but no. Okay. Who the hell was that? Good. Okay. Done. Count it. That's the end of that.